Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. This story in the news today. Nicole Kidman says her divorce from Tom Cruise was, quote, a major shock. And she still loves him. In the June issue of Ladies' Home Journal, Nicole Kidman tells the magazine he was huge. Still is. To me, he was just Tom. But to everybody else, he is huge. But he was lovely to me, and I loved him. I still love him. That's the nub of what we're going to talk about this hour, so think about that. And we continue. Cruise filed for divorce in February 2001 after 10 years of marriage, citing irreconcilable differences. The divorce was finalized later that year. Kidman says, I always knew the rug was going to be taken out from underneath me at some stage. I didn't think it was going to happen in the way it happened. I had seen my own mother battle breast cancer, so I had a fear of my health being jeopardized. That was where I was really thinking mine would come. In other words, she's saying that she figured Tom Cruise would dump her if she got breast cancer or her health declined somehow. She was shocked that it happened before that. Can you believe that? She said, I knew I was going to get hit with something. But I think a divorce and the demise of what your family is a little death in itself. And the story goes on, but the rest is really irrelevant. Now, let's go back to that quote I mentioned there. I loved him. I still love him. What exactly does that mean? Call me kooky, call me cynical, call me a cold bastard, if you will. But when someone dumped you 5 years ago, left you and your kids out in the cold, what exactly is left to love of a person? This is something I don't understand. Somebody dumps you, you still, quote, love them. How about the people you dump? Ever said to somebody, I know I dumped you, but I still love you? What in the hell does that mean? I still love you. Like the way I see it, if I loved you that much, you'd still be here. I think saying I still love you, or Nicole Kidman saying I still love Tom Cruise, is somehow the politically correct thing to say. Sounds good in the Ladies' Home Journal? Sounds good if you're talking to the other person? The person who got dumped can make the person who dumped them feel guilty? I know you dumped me, Tom, but I still love you. And the person who did the dumping can alleviate themselves of guilt. Or at least try to make the other person feel better for no good reason. Yes, things didn't work out between us, and yes, I kicked you out, but you know what? I still love you. Makes no sense. Here's another one. Ever had this one before? I, for one, have a very hard time going back to a relationship when someone has cheated on me. I mean, if somebody had to go to the point of lying and having a parallel life and all that stuff, I have a very hard time going back. And in thinking back, I don't think I can remember a single person with whom I ever had a relationship that I went back with. And believe me, they've tried to get me back in, and I just haven't done it. How about the person who cheats on you and then tells you, but I still love you? I mean, isn't that just a big lie? Like, and by the way, I get this all the time, people calling in on the show, you know, complaining that their boyfriends won't take them back because these chicks cheated on their guys. And they say, but I still love him. Why can't he see that I still love him? Well, I always say to you girls who were riding some other guy like a pony, were you thinking about that love while you were sitting up top mounting this guy? Were you thinking about how much you loved your boyfriend while you were getting nailed from behind? Were you thinking about that love at that time? What kind of love is that? I mean, that's a sick love. That's the kind of love that implies that abuse or dishonesty is somehow just, you know, situation normal in a relationship. I mean, come on. If you cheated on somebody, do you really still love them? If you love them, would you do that to them? If you love somebody, would you leave them? If you love somebody, would you kick them out? If somebody kicks you out, how could you possibly say you still love them? They dumped you. They kicked you out of their lives. What is Nicole Kidman talking about here? She still loves Tom Cruise. Nicole, he dumped you. He traded you in for younger, hotter models. Penelope Cruz, Katie Holmes, come on. You still love him. What does that exactly mean? Does anybody know what that means?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Tom is a talk master, so you can't get on this radio and say certain things to him because he's going to eat you alive.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Despite the fact that he dumped her over 5 years ago, Nicole Kidman says she still loves Tom Cruise. What does that mean? What does that mean? Mike on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, son. How are you?
I'm doing okay today. Just getting ready for finals, and I'm ready for graduation.
Good for you.
Basically, my story, similar story, except for it's the other way around. The girl, she was like my fiancée all through high school. You know, I didn't listen to you, so I didn't follow the rules. But I got hooked up with her, and basically she went off to college, dumped my ass. Sorry about that. Dumped me, and now 2-3 years later, I met another girl, really good girl, you know. I actually traded up on this, and now she's emailing me, calling me, hooking up with my friends, telling them that she still loves me and stuff.
She still loves you?
Yep. She's
now, did you ask her if she loved you at the moment she was dumping you?
I asked her, I emailed her and I asked her that too, you know. And basically right now I'm just trying to ignore her, but she's, trying to find a way back into my life.
So what was her answer?
She basically said she made the wrong decision, and the guy she thought she loved didn't love her back. So she knew now that I really loved her and all this other crap. Blah blah blah. Exactly. And now
you dump me. You don't love me.
Exactly. Well, basically, now I listen to you. I got you. I'm going by the rules now. This next girl right here, I basically protection 24/7,
Right, and no moving in.
No more moving in.
You know, you just
You know,
live in your own place. She has her money. You have your money. That's it.
Exactly. No more professing love.
Yeah, exactly. Stop with that.
All right,
Mike, thank you.
Dad.
Son, I appreciate the call. Andre on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, what's going on, Tom?
Not much to a little radio show here, Andre.
Well, Tom, I can explain very much when somebody dumps you or you dump them and you still love them. For the simple reason, what I'm going through right now, I've been with my ex for about 2 years, and when she went with, to her brother's out in Washington, before she went, I had kind of like broke the door accidentally because, you know, she locked me out, and I tried to nudge the door and the door broke. But when I had called the handyman to come fix it, you know, she had came to the front door when he came to the front door, you know, like as he was explaining the situation as to what he would need to do. She was kind of standing there. I was kind of giving her the impression, why don't you go back to the back and let me handle this as a man, you know? And she kept flirting and kept doing slide things like that. And it's just like whenever me and her is out, she would never give me the respect as a man. So when all that stuff just kept accumulating, I said, fine, you know what, forget it, I'm going to just find somebody else. And once I had left and had got with somebody else, what I was really looking for was the person that she used to be. I mean, it's kind of hard to say that, you know what, I love you today, but I don't love you tomorrow. I mean, if you really love somebody, you love them till death do you part, I believe. But for the simple reason that she couldn't even grasp the thought that that's the only reason why I dumped her. And I still love her, but only if she was able to do that, what she did before, and kept doing it. I mean, she would bring me my beer, my chicken pot pie. You know, she would pick my back, do my face. I mean, this girl was amazing, and that's why I stayed. That's why I had no problems with her until she started getting all into the flirtatious things. She started listening to her friends because all her friends are single. So I was just trying to, like, get, like, why in the hell did she kind of, like, had stopped doing that and then start doing the other things what her friends are doing because her friends are all single. So I'm trying to tell her, like, you know, stop listening to your friends and just keep doing what you've been doing, and we'll be fine. I mean, at the beginning, I didn't even want to have kids with this girl, but after I started to get to know her and started to gradually love her, I kind of considered the fact of wanting to have a kid and possibly wanting to get married to her. But that's the ultimate reason why I dumped her, because she couldn't grasp the thought, just treat me like a man and give me my respect. There's no need for me to dump you and then find somebody else. And even when I went with somebody else, I was banging them, but I was just like telling them about my ex and how stupid she was or how stupid she's being, is because that's the only simple reason. But I still love her. I mean, like all the other chicks I banged, I can.
Wait, you still love her? What do you mean you still love her? You still love getting your chicken pot pie. You don't love her.
I do love her. That's the reason why I love her, because of all the special things that she was doing for me.
But listening to her friends and doing what her friends say is part of who she is.
Man, part of who she is? I mean, like,
that's who she is.
That's who she is her friends. So
that's right. In fact, we are all our friends.
How come she didn't do that in the beginning?
Because she was trying to get you hooked into a relationship. And she was doing what everybody does when you first get into a relationship. You stop returning your friends' calls. You start canceling out on your friends. Stop showing up at people's birthday parties or get-togethers or whatever, because you're in love. And you're having sex every day and you're just too busy to be bothered.
Yeah.
Eventually, when you can take the relationship for granted, you start talking to all the friends again. And the friends all have opinions about what you ought to be doing with him.
Tell me about it.
Believe me, I've been through this 100 times. You now have the real her. The real her is not the one who gets you the chicken pot pie. The real her is the one who has no opinion of her own and has to confer with her friends about what to do.
Wow. Because you know exactly what she had did like 2 nights ago? She had went out with her friends. And the night and the place that me and her met was downtown Long Beach at this place called Taco Beach. And I had met her right in front of there, and then, you know, kind of like hit off and stuff like that. But 2 nights ago, she went right back to the same spot. And when I had tried to talk to her friend because she was, like, you know, getting tipsy, getting out of control, she was getting upset.
because of the things that me and her were talking about. She even had said that, yeah, he know how real good. And then she had went on to say, yeah, and like all this other stuff that I had said to her, like thinking it's private. She goes off and blab about.
But see, that is the real her.
Yeah.
So you don't love her. You love the person she pretended to be in order to get you sucked in.
Good point.
And that person doesn't exist.
Man. So basically what I should have just did was just hump and dump her. And
Hump and dump, that's right.
And do all of her friends if possible, too.
Who would all stab her in the back if they had the opportunity. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a relationship with someone who has those 4 or 6 good girlfriends, and they're all on the phone, the grapevine is humming all the time, or they go out for coffee or beer or go to clubs all the time, and then they talk about what for example, she ought to do about you.
You know what, Tom? I have one other question. What would want to make a woman actually take you around her girlfriends? Well, she had like two or three, she had a big pack of friends, like 10 friends probably, or 6 to 10. And then like a couple of them had male friends, like her best friend Cindy. She had a guy friend that she always had wanted to go out with Cindy and her man and all her other girlfriends, men and stuff like that. What's up with that? Like, how come they always want to take you around the girlfriends' men? I have no interest in their men. I mean, they're It's
a contest. It's a contest to see who has the most desirable guy.
A contest for what? Like, okay, like I'm a bang your guy, or if you're
my guy's better than your guy. Look, we'll put them up against each other. Look at this.
You know what? I know exactly what you're talking about, because she did make certain kind of remarks, like when I was like at her best friend's house or something like that, or her other friend's house. She would say, well, yeah, so-and-so is doing this, or this is a doctor, or this is a lawyer right here, and then they will all revert back to me and say, so what do you do, Andre? Oh, I'm a truck driver.
There we go. Yeah. I don't even allow myself to get put into those situations.
Well, I see why, because then you start taking things personal. Then, I mean, I don't hate her friends, don't get me wrong. But the only thing I'm saying is just stay out of my relationship. Just let me do what I've been doing, and we'll say, hey, how you doing? And then we'll leave. There's no point in me even wanting to get even further attached to you, because...
And there's no point in getting to know any chick's girlfriends, because these are all the first ones who are going to throw you under the bus the minute things aren't working out.
Yeah.
These are the ones who are going to help her find an attorney if you're married. These are the ones who are going to say they never liked you in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even ever consider the possibility that any of her friends ever like me at all. I'm just an impediment. The girls all want to get together, and for whatever reason, I prevent it from happening. So they immediately don't like me. And they all know that long after I'm gone, they'll still be around. So I don't even waste my time socializing with the girls, whoever they happen to be. It's a waste of my time.
You have a great point on that one. Then you know what, Tom? Like, just not that, but like this other event me and her had. She had even called the police on me to get me out of a house I've been living in with her for 2 years, just because me and her is having an argument. Well,
why would you love somebody who did that to you?
It's just that, okay.
It's just that you're a pussy. Now, come on. If somebody does that to you, you do not love them. Yeah. They don't love you.
Yeah. Man, it's just like that. I guess it's kind of like a fantasy that you just wish the person who you met, that's who they just stay, and then you try and make everything work out to work out back to that one spark. It's just sad, but
the first 6 months are the best months of any relationship, and that person's never coming back.
Yeah, bet that right. Well, Tom,
I've been there. I feel your pain, brother.
Well, Tom, I appreciate it. And could you do me a big, big favor?
What's that, Andre?
You know what? You should go ahead and have a new Take Me Out, like solo thing or something like that. You should say, you know what? Tom, take me out with the horn.
We got a horn for you. Here you go. 1-800-5800-TOM. John on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, John.
How is it hanging?
Hanging right as usual, John.
Hey, I can imitate your voiceover guy that opens the show. It might be a poor imitation, but I don't care at this point of the day. It's the Tom Leykis Show. And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
You've been practicing, I can tell.
It's a sickness. Anyway, this relationship I had really dates back all the way back to when I was in 3rd grade. I'm 29 now. And had this great relationship with a girl, got to know her because she would come over. Her grandmother's house was right across the street from mine, so we got to know each other over the summer. Then she would go back to her school and everything out in Arizona. And so this would happen every summer. And finally got, lovesick over her around, I'd say, age 12, somewhere around there. She was my first kiss. But keep in mind, this was a long-distance relationship. This is, nothing where that it would be really permanent, with the exception of writing letters and calling, which, the physical contact, you know what I mean, doesn't happen all the time. So
it doesn't happen most of the time, and that's why I don't like the term long-distance relationship.
Me neither.
Because it isn't a relationship at all.
No, it isn't.
It's a long-distance booty call.
Yeah, true. So in 2003, I was PA announcer. So you'll figure out why I did the imitation. I was the PA announcer for the Harlem Globetrotters in 2003, and our tour took us through Phoenix, right near where she lived in either Mesa, Tucson, somewhere around there. And
by the way, before you go on with this, have the Harlem Globetrotters played a home game in the last 50 years?
It sure as hell ain't Harlem.
As far as I could tell. Anyway, go ahead.
Sure. So I, in the days and weeks leading up to our game there, I had emailed her and called her and see if she would come. Maybe something would happen out of it. Well, I had set up tickets for her for the game in Phoenix, and I get a call 40 minutes before the show. 40 minutes before the show. I'm supposed to worry about a damn game and get the event done straight. And she calls me to say that she's not going to make it. She has this, she has that. So I thought, you know what? That's it. Forget it. Leap forward to 06 and 05 actually, last year. I was back at my old place mowing my mom's lawn, and look who appears right across the street at her grandmother's house is this girl. She had just married, had a kid and everything, and I could tell by bodily reaction, that she was cold to me. Even the hug was cold. So I thought, okay, I figured that. I figured that from 03, and I told her back then in 03 that was it. She still wanted to get in contact with me to this day, and I haven't really had anything. I've wanted nothing to do with it.
And?
I keep trying to push it off. She still wants to, pursue a relationship, whatever it means. I don't. I've moved on. I have a girlfriend, 7 years, and I'm okay.
She wants what she can't have.
And I'm glad she can't have me.
Why do you take her calls?
Only because I came across her. She came across me, actually, on a MySpace page.
Why do you respond to her instant messages or emails?
Well, you have a point there. I haven't since. And
I mean, you never should.
Oh, believe me, that was the last straw.
Now, you left out something that you told Dean about her. That maybe you didn't realize you left it out.
Okay.
You didn't tell us that she's married.
Yeah, she's married. She's been married a couple years and has a kid now.
And when did you find that out?
Man, about a year ago. I don't remember the exact day, the exact moment, whatever. But I mean,
did she see you after she got married?
No, when I tried to see her in 03, she was not. when she got in contact with me the last time, it was she had told me she had a child. But let me tell you guys, long distance relationships ain't where it at. Keep it local, at least in town.
Well, just remember, a long distance relationship is not a relationship at all. It's a booty call.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
You don't have to have a girl wrapped around your finger.
Not my finger. I want you wrapped around.
The Tom Leykis Show.
From New York City, the Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. What is it with people saying they love you after they've dumped you or cheated on you? Or after you dumped them or cheated on them, left them? What does that mean? Please tell me. Tristan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Good. Exactly what I want to talk about. I've been listening to your show for a while here, about 6 months or so, and it always fascinates me. I'm a 21-year-old guy, and I think everyone's probably been down the road before where, they've discussed with their significant others, whether it's 2 weeks or 2 years in the relationship, how much they love them. And, they're in love, and, oh, I love you, baby, and everything's great, but I don't know if anybody really looks into the meaning of the word, and I just think it's thrown around, especially among your younger listeners, thrown around just like a regular word in a relationship, like it just means nothing. And, my opinion about it, I've listened to your show, and I'm not the type of guy that goes out and dates a bunch of girls at once. I don't do it. That's my preference. I'm comfortable with being a one-on-one type dating guy. But I've learned in the time that I've been dating that I think the L word should be held off until you've actually been with a person long enough and you're mature enough, say 29, 30, 35, 40, to understand exactly what that really means. Your one listener a couple calls ago was saying about how much he loved this girl because she brought him pot pies and beer and this and that. He doesn't love her. He loves the idea of having a maid and a mom around the house to wait to his every whim. And, I just wish, I wish there was a license you had to have where if you said the word love before a certain age, before a certain time, you got locked up because it's that crazy to me.
Well, all I want to say to Nicole Kidman is Tom Cruise dumped you. He dumped you.
Yeah.
So my opinion is he cannot and does not love you.
Right.
Why would you love him?
Yeah,
he
and a lot
dumped
of
you.
Yeah, exactly. No, absolutely. A very good point. Then you look at Tom and all these celebrities, and it gets glorified, the love thing. And Tom Cruise is in love with Katie Holmes and this and that. And, that becomes the norm for a lot of younger people who look up to those type of people. And, maybe love exists out there. Maybe true love exists. Maybe it doesn't. But I know that it's thrown around so much that it's become almost just a cheap thing to really kind of bring you together in a relationship. And all it does, I think, is cause complications because it's not used in the proper context. It's used as a throwaway. And, it's not consistent. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's not right. And it's not accurate in 95% of the cases. It was just interesting for me as that guy went on and on about how, we were in love, and, I love her, and I still love her. No, you don't. You don't love her. You're not identifying what the word love means, and, you're taking as you like the way that you're being treated. You love that this person can do this for you. But, the word itself, I think, is thrown around way too much, and in our society it's just very inaccurate to me.
I think you're right about that. Chris on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. This is Chris. Hey, my girlfriend keeps calling me. I broke up with her about, half a year ago.
Oh, she's not your girlfriend.
No, not anymore. She's my ex. I broke up with her about 6 months ago, and she keeps calling me. She has this new guy she's seeing, but she keeps calling me this morning. He text messaged my phone telling me, stop calling my old lady. I'm going to come hunt you down. So I called him back and told him you got me twisted. You know what I mean? Tell your old lady stop calling me. And so she calls me again about 20 minutes ago, telling me she was sorry. She'll keep better control of her old man. And I told her, just don't call me. I mean, I don't want to get caught up in that drama. She keeps telling me she loves me. And it's just, I told her just kick rocks, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and what is she doing with this guy?
I don't know. Probably give it to him. Who knows? Ain't none of my business. I don't really care.
You know what you ought to do? You ought to save all the text messages.
Yeah.
And send them to her boyfriend.
Yeah, that's what I did. I forwarded it this morning. I forwarded like 3 of them to him. So, you know, and then she called me again today, apologizing and saying, whoop, whoop, whoop. I told her, you know, just keep a leash on your old man and leave me alone.
I'm with him, but I love you.
That's exactly what it sounds like, too.
Give me a break.
You know, she just realized that she missed the boat, you know what I mean?
I think that's true, for God's sake. Rick on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello, Rick. Rick isn't ready. Let's say hi to Lance on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Lance.
Listen, Tom, there's only 2 reasons that women come back. 1, they realize that every other man out there is just as much of an a-hole as we were when they were with us. And 2, when you beat it up proper like a whopper and the next guy's a pinky, they always come back.
Yeah. Or just the other guys are bigger a-holes than you are.
That's right. And so Nicole Kidman basically went out on the streets and Tom Cruise must have pulled some Mission Impossible stuff on her ovum, and she can't replace that. So of course she's still in love with him. She's got nobody else to fill that gap.
By the way, according to this story, she is dating Keith Urban, the country singer. Now, let's say you're Keith Urban.
Right.
And you're dating that over-the-hill turkey neck, Nicole Kidman.
Right.
Just an opinion, of course. All right, what do you say when you're Keith Urban and you're reading that the chick you're nailing still loves her ex-husband?
Well, I think he needs to move on, either that or that's his step up. You know, he's got...
By the way, if this is a whole other topic, and I'm going to do it as a topic. The question is, if you're with a chick and she says that she still loves somebody she used to be with, why are you with her?
I don't know. I can't answer that, Tom.
I mean, what does that mean? Does that mean that she's only with you as sloppy seconds? Does that mean that if the other guy takes her back, she's leaving you?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know, Tom.
I mean, if I'm Keith Urban, I'm out of there today.
Or either that or his career should be shot, because you can't be a pop singer if you're a pop, and I don't know if I can use the word kitty cat.
I know what you mean, pal.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
90% of the world believes in a higher form, a deity of some sort.
90% of the world eats at the Olive Garden. Does that make it good food?
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show. Rick, hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Rick.
How's it hanging, my friend?
Hanging right, of course, Nick.
Short and shriveled and to the left.
There we go.
Anyway, got a question. I just got recently divorced, and I was able to take her to the cleaners instead of her taking me to the cleaners. She didn't get none of my FU money or nothing like that.
Very good.
I got lucky. But she still tells me she loves me. Plus, she's still carrying my last name. I know you're not an attorney, but can you give me some advice on that?
Well, they're allowed to keep your last name. I have an ex who uses my last name to this day.
And am I safe?
For reasons I do not understand.
Can she still come after me?
Not if you're divorced.
As long as we're divorced, I'm safe, correct?
Correct.
Good deal. All right, Tom, thank you for your information. Can you take me out with a bong hit?
Here you go, Rick. Quickly, Joe on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hola, Tom. So,
Joe.
Hey. All right, yes, I'm a woman.
my opinion is that a woman that's emotionally attached to someone else is less likely to give you all the hassle when you're with her. She gives it up easy. She doesn't really care where you are because her heart is somewhere else. So why not take it?
Oh, I say have sex with her.
Yeah.
Don't give her the keys to your apartment.
Well, why would she want the keys? I mean, I've been one of those women. Oh, I love somebody else, but I need sexual satisfaction. So he gets all of the good stuff.
While you're waiting for the other guy to come around.
Yeah, basically.
Unbelievable. Joe, thank you for that. Our email address is my name. It's Tom@blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.